Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we have a special guest who comes from a medical background and made the big move from India to Switzerland. We will be talking about the challenges she faced in restarting her career here, from overcoming language barriers to adjusting to a completely different medical system. Her journey is one of resilience, determination, and growth. So, whether you're a healthcare professional planning to move abroad or just curious about what it takes to rebuild a career in a new country, this video is definitely for you. So, without further ado, let's get started. Hi, Anu. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to join me today.
Hello, Shailaja. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm happy to share my journey with anybody who's interested, and yeah, looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, thank you. So, before we dive into our conversation, I would like to quickly introduce what my channel is about. So, through this platform, I aim to bring valuable information to my audience, whether it's about education, career growth, life in Switzerland, or inspiring stories from people around me. So, I truly believe that personal experiences have the power to inspire or guide others. And if even a small number of viewers can find something helpful or relatable here, I'll feel that the effort we put in these videos are completely worth it. So
Yes.
now coming to you, Anu, I actually heard about you through one of our mutual friends at a Telugu event, and we were chatting about jobs and career journeys. And your name came up in the conversation, and that's when I realized your story is like truly worth sharing. I'm so glad to agree to be here. So to start things off, could you please tell us about yourself, your background back in India?
Sure. So, yeah, like everybody else in India, I did my education from a school, Kendriya Vidyalaya in Pune. Then after my 12th standard, I wanted to get into the medical profession. That was kind of my goal. I didn't want to pursue engineering. I was clear about that. I wrote the exam. At that point of time, we had the MHCET, so Maharashtra Common Entrance Test, and I got a score in that and a merit number, and then I could get admission into dentistry. I did my dentistry from Pune. It's a 4 year course and then 1 year of internship. After completing my internship, I started working with one of my professors there. And after a year or two, I got married. And then we moved to a different place in India, so Delhi for some time, and then again back to Pune. And then I worked there in Pune in a local dental clinic for 4 plus years.
Oh,
It was a general dental clinic, so I did all kinds of work from fillings to root canals to bridges to you name it, and it was part of my work.
okay.
It was a very fun experience. I got to learn quite a lot, and by the end of 4 years, I think I was there to all ready to start my own clinic, have my own private clinic. But life had a very different plan for me.
Yeah.
My husband actually got an opportunity to move to Singapore,
Okay.
and we decided to go for it. We were also planning to have a family at that point of time, so it just made sense to maybe take a break from my career and focus on the family for some time. And moving to Singapore was a good option at that point of time, so we took that call
Yeah.
and we moved to Singapore. We were there for 3 years. And then after Singapore, again, my husband got an opportunity to come to Switzerland.
Yeah.
So when we moved to Switzerland, I had my child was 1.5 years old. So initially, the focus was not very much on career. At that point of time, I was thinking about family. So
Yeah.
to be honest, I did not really find out a lot about the career options here and the language
Exactly. So
requirements.
you were living in Singapore for 3 years, but you didn't plan to work in Singapore at that point of time.
No, so in Singapore also initially I tried to work there, but Singapore again was a very at that point of time was a very closed market, and or for medical profession it was difficult again. Anywhere in the world, if you move out of India, I think most of the medical people do know that it is not so easy.
Yeah.
Your degree is not valid most places, outside India. You need to either do an additional qualification, get a resident permit or a permanent visa to
Yeah.
start practicing and start working as a medical profession in any
Okay,
country other than
okay.
India.
So then
Singapore also.
you've done the dentistry. That's your education, and you have worked in India already. Like you had your
Yes.
clinic, you worked as a dentist for a few
Yes.
years. You moved to Singapore, and then you moved to Switzerland. So
Yes.
before moving to Switzerland, did you do any homework about how the career is going to be, or
So, like I said, when we moved to Singapore, initially the plan was, just be outside for 3, 4 years and go back to India and work there, practice dentistry again there. So I did not really find out before moving to what options I had uh, on the career front, when I come to Switzerland or for the matter in Singapore. But when I was in Singapore, I did try to find out what options I have, and that just briefly to touch upon it, there was a requirement of a qualifying exam, and that you can only give if you have a PR. And the PR takes a bit of time also in Singapore, so that option was kind of not what I was looking at, because we were not looking to stay there for long term. Then but I there were some other options, as working as a salesperson for a dental device manufacturer,
yeah,
or uh, you know dental equipment selling company. You could be like a sales representative, go and talk to dentists and try to sell their products. However, again, language requirement was something. Mandarin
mm,
was something which was needed or preferred, I would say.
yeah,
And so then that did not work out in any way. And then in the meantime, I moved to Switzerland. But
yeah.
before coming to Switzerland, I wouldn't say I researched about what career options I had, because the plan was short term, to be here for short term. But
Okay,
that short term became long term. I've been here for
okay.
now 10 years. And slowly, then, after moving here, I found out the need to learn the local language, and what options I have to restart my career.
Yeah, yeah. So how did you start? So you moved here and you saw the market. So you've learned that the language is the most important. So then you've started with the language.
Yes,
That was the
yes.
first step.
That's true. So when we moved here, I realized very quickly that language was something which was very, very important to integrate, and also to have a career here, especially in a medical profession.
Yeah.
So I started with learning the language, because German, because we live in the German part of Switzerland, so German was the main language required. I started learning that first. Initially, it was also with the idea to really integrate and talk to people, because at that point of time, not many people spoke English, even a bit,
Yeah.
and there was a need to learn the local language. So that's what I started with. I also then found out about how I can continue dentistry here. So I I wrote to the University of Zurich through email, inquiring, what option I have, what I can do, and they were very nice in replying to emails. So they're very prompt when they reply
Mm.
to emails, and they very clearly said at that point of time the requirement was at least to be here for 5 years, so have a 5 year B permit at least, and then the language requirement was C1 level, and
C1 level.
C1 level, yes, C1
Okay.
German,
Yeah.
C1 German level.
Yeah.
And once I had these two things, I could apply to the university. They
Oh
have
wow.
they had limited number of seats, so then they would consider my application along with the other students who have applied, and depending on the number of seats available, they will allot the seats to among among whoever applied. So that sounded to be quite a tedious path. At that point of time, we were here only for 3 years. So I
Yeah.
said, okay, let me focus on learning the language. Anyways, that is
Yeah.
a requirement. And by the time maybe 5 years will be done, and then I can maybe apply to the university, do
So
a.
what is education? What do you have to study in university?
You have to do a 3 year course, so 1 year of bachelor again, and two
Oh,
years of masters.
so it's like you're repeating
Yes, and in German.
and
So
in German.
yes. So it's
Wow.
like you're repeating your dentistry that you've done already in India again
Yeah.
here in German,
Yeah.
in the local university, and that's how
Wow. Okay.
you can get your degree valid here, and then you have the option of maybe working with somebody as a dentist or practicing dentistry on your own. But
Yeah.
it definitely sounded like a quite a long path with
Yeah.
uh, I don't know, you know,
So did you
what
go for
result
it?
in
Did
the
you
end.
so you started learning the language? You thought you have some time. So how fluent is your language? You're able to speak well, you understand well?
Yes, so at this point of time, I am between B1, B2. So I
Yeah.
can speak fluently, I can have a normal day-to-day conversation, I can communicate professional level German as well. It's I wouldn't say it is without mistakes there because integrating and learning the local language to the level they speak will requires a lot of time and practice,
Yeah.
which which you can achieve, but it takes time. So
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me,
It
it
takes
was
time, it's a lot of practice. You need to, yeah,
correct, correct. So
speak
for me,
every
it was
day.
important to be able to have conversation, which I can do now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, so this is what I found out, and then I decided to um, focus at that point of time on learning the local language. Um, but I was also talking to a few other dentists maybe who are here from some time. What options do we have? How does this work? Working in the university and studying in the university again for 3 years
Yeah.
in the local language, though it seemed to be quite a difficult path.
Yeah.
But some of them who have applied with all of this have informed me or have told me that even after all of this we don't know if you get a seat or not.
This is only for you to enter the
Exactly,
university.
exactly. And then because this is a yearly course, it's not like you can apply frequently, then you have to wait an entire year again to apply,
Yeah.
and then that's again 1 year wasted, and then you don't know at the end of that 1 year also if you are really going to get in or not.
Hmm.
And then you do your 3 years of bachelor come masters, and that's when you really can start practicing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So, but I always had this question. You, even though you learn the language until C1, you can really speak well, understand well. But studying in German is something different, right?
Yeah, that is actually very different. And the thing is, actually, so when just jumping ahead a bit, if that's okay, right?
Yeah.
So when I came to know that this option was quite lengthy and time consuming and with no end at sight, or no result at sight, so I decided to do something else. I applied for a certification course in clinical trial management from in University of Zurich, and
Mhm.
that course was in German.
Oh,
So that was in fully in German. So when I went for the course, I was assuming it will be a mix of English and German
yeah.
because it was not clearly stated at that point of time on the website. Um, but then it was fully in German, to the extent that some of the professors came and said, should we do it in Schweizerdeutsch or Hochdeutsch,
Oh my
and
God.
that was another level. So then thankfully everybody said, because Anu is there,
Hi,
and
German.
yeah, at least let's stick to Hochdeutsch, where maybe
Yeah. Yeah.
people can still refer to some textbooks. So that was quite challenging. So even though my German level at that point of time was B1, B2,
Yeah.
the textbook language is very very different. It's
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
very yes, and
Yeah,
also
especially medical
exactly
field. Oh my
medicals.
God, all the terms and all that they use, I'm sure
Exactly.
it's
So
very,
exactly. Even though
very
I could
difficult.
have
Yeah,
like day-to-day conversations, but the vocabulary for a medical course
exactly.
was completely different. I had to really, have a diary where I was writing the words, finding out the meanings of it, and then when I was studying the text, I used to refer to that, my personal dictionary to
Yeah,
really understand, the presentations and the textbook and what they are trying to say because it was very very challenging to be honest, but
yeah,
somehow yes, hard work always pays. I did dedicate a lot of time in learning
yeah.
and understanding what it was, and successfully I could complete my theory module. There was an exam at the end of it which I cleared, thankfully. and
Wow. And your kids were too young also at that time, I
Yes,
heard.
yes, yes. My kids were, I think the elder one was 8, 7 or 8, and the younger one was 4.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it
I
was,
can't imagine how much hard work you had to put in there.
yeah.
But okay, so you cleared that exam, and that exam, whatever you did, that got you into how far?
Yes, so I cleared that exam, and that exam also included a practical part
Yeah.
where you need to work in the industry for a few time, for some time. But immediately after that course, I got my first job
Okay.
in a startup in Zurich. So definitely that course did help, and my learning from this is, it's important to really do a certification or a course in one of the Switzerland universities.
Yeah.
That really, really is the stepping stone if you want to restart your career here in Switzerland. That makes a
Yeah.
big difference, especially for a medical profession. I can't
Yeah.
talk about any other profession, but for medical
Yes.
profession, or if you're coming from a healthcare background, maybe nutritionist or anything
Yeah.
like that, you need to. I feel that the industry really looks at, what have you done here?
Yeah. You
They
need to have some sort of education here in Switzerland.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So be it like a short-term course, like a 6 month to
Yeah.
a year course or something, some certification. But obviously, I would not recommend, having some, course where there's no certificate at the end of it,
Of course. Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
there is no
It
proper.
has to give importance to your CV, right? Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So it needs to add to your CV, and it needs to be a valid course. So not
Yeah.
some online long distance kind
Yeah.
of course, but something which you have physically done in any of the universities from Switzerland, I would say, is a big, huge stepping stone for you. People start looking at your CV, people start considering you as a valid
Right.
option for a job
Yeah.
position. So
They
that
start
really,
taking you seriously. So
exactly.
this means that you haven't then repeated your dentistry once again in Switzerland. You didn't do
No,
that then.
no, no. I decided not to pursue that part angle,
Yeah.
um, because obviously, because of various reasons. Also, the time commitment that it required,
Yeah.
the effort, and not knowing at the end of it, where it is going to lead and how long it is going to take to really get
Yeah.
admission into college and then clear, and then after that also obviously in India setting up a dental clinic or a dental practice is not so difficult because it's your own country, you know how things work. Here you don't know how things work, so
Yeah.
working with somebody, how long you need to work, how can you set up your own clinic, that was quite a huge challenge. And then with limited knowledge at that point of time, I didn't want to invest another 4 5 years of my time into
Yeah.
that. So I decided to transition into clinical
Yeah.
affairs. Yeah.
Well, but you've got your first job, and can you bit explain about your job that you found?
Yes. So, like I said, I did clinical trial management. So, my job was in a startup,
Yeah.
being a clinical affairs associate. Um, this was a dental device startup, so then that way it was quite relevant. I could also use my knowledge from my experience from dentistry, whatever I've learned, to develop a dental device, help them develop the dental device. And in in Switzerland and in Europe, there are quite a lot of requirements for medical devices and dental devices
Yeah.
to come to the market. So there is EU MDR requirements, and they need to fulfill, the requirements according to that regulation.
Yeah.
Do conduct a lot of tests on their device for safety and performance, and once they have all that results, only then they can come to the market. So I was then part of developing of dental device, ensuring its safety and compliance and performance.
Yeah.
So what are the requirements for that? You need to do clinical trials, and you need to test those device on a smaller group of individuals first, and then slowly increase the group size, and then collect that data to ensure that it's a safe device to use. It says what it does. It
Yeah.
does what it says, and yeah, and then submit those documentations to a notified body, and then get an approval to sell it in the market.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Sounds very interesting, this job, but this is quite different from what you wanted to do, right? So, but still, how did you find the job? Was it interesting for you?
So, when I completed my degree from my certification, I was looking to work in clinical trial management. So,
Yeah,
there are a lot of clinical. So, this is a big industry, I would say, especially in Switzerland and Europe, also in the US. And this is an option that many medical professions who move and they don't want to redo their degree, they take this option, and then they go into managing these clinical trials, because for drugs and for medical devices, these trials usually are quite long and quite
yeah,
tedious. There are a lot of requirements when it comes to according to ICH. So this is a bit technical also. So according to the country, there are some specific requirements. According to
regulations.
the regulations, there are some specific requirements, and your
Yeah,
studies or your clinical trials need to be planned and executed according to these requirements and guidelines. So there is a lot of requirement in this area for professionals who know how to conduct the studies, and establish the studies, and implement them in the right way. And when I completed this course, I was applying to all the companies. This was something, the company that I worked at was something, it just clicked. uh, Coincidentally, it was also a dental device startup, so
yeah,
there I could also use my dental knowledge, but mainly my
exactly. Yeah,
focus was on clinical trial management there as well, and that was my job profile as well,
yeah,
um, there. So
yeah.
yeah.
Very nice. So, how was your motivation throughout the job search? Have you ever thought, I should go back to India, restart my career, there's something like that? Have you ever?
No, so job search in Switzerland is definitely not easy, but so is establishing a good dental practice in India is also not easy.
Yeah,
Both have their own challenges, their own
yeah,
set of challenges. Here, I will talk more about how it was for me here.
yeah,
Um, Definitely, it was. Initially, to find out the information of
yeah,
what you need, that itself was challenging, because not many
yeah,
people are here from the medical profession. Not many people who have successfully gotten into the industry from the medical profession, there are very far and few, so in all over Switzerland, so
yeah,
from what I know.
yeah,
So the job market is definitely challenging because they are not expecting non-EU medical
Yeah.
professions here, and for Switzerland also, and for us also. It is we don't know, there's no fixed path. You need to kind of define your own path, find your own path to be true, because there are many options, but you need to really look into it, research quite a lot, and then decide what you really want to do. There are
Exactly.
there are
Yeah.
people who want to really do only dentistry and focus only on working as a dentist. Yes, then there is a route, there is a path, though from my personal experience, I don't know where it leads to, but that
Yeah.
is an option. I wouldn't say that
Exactly.
it's
So
not an
you have
option.
to go to university, you have to finish all those years, and then you have to see where it's leading to.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So that is one option. If you want to diversify, yes, you can do that also. You can go into some other, a bit corporate kind of role, where you are more on the clinical affairs side of, or clinical trial management side for drug development or device development. But there you need some certifications, some
Yeah.
additional certifications
Of
relevant
course.
to
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
profile. But
Yeah.
from the job market, I wouldn't say it is extra challenging for me, because from what I hear and because I've been in the job market, I know it is equally challenging for everyone,
Yeah.
for everybody. And because the market is so volatile right now and very dynamic, it, it it really depends a lot on the global scenario as well when it
Yeah.
comes to hiring. But you need to, from my learning, I can say you need to be at it. You have to keep trying, keep applying, try different ways, talk to people,
Yeah.
just don't have any reservations on, should I do this, should I not, just
Yeah.
go for it all out, if that's
Yeah.
your end goal, right? Because if you think and take a step back, then the market will push you four steps behind, more behind.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So you have to be in the front line, just fighting it out the whole time, and then something may work out in the end.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And how easy it is here to get contacts. So, I mean, it's very important in Switzerland to have good contacts.
yes.
How did you find it? I mean, how is
So
the culture?
right. So initially, when I did this, I am generally a very social person. I like to talk to people and connect with them. So for me, when I came here, obviously I did not have as many contact in the industry. I had no contacts in the industry,
Yeah.
to be honest. People I know were mostly in the IT and technical side, so
Yes.
none of them were in the medical side. I was really, finding my own path. Uh, the certification that I did, that's where I kind of connected with a few professionals here
Yeah.
in the same area, and that's how you start building your contacts. So whomever you meet from the similar background or any
Exactly.
background for that matter, try to connect with them through LinkedIn. Write a message, and if they are in your LinkedIn profile, then you, in some or the other way, if you've met them on even once, it's fine. Just have them in your LinkedIn profile, so that it's somebody in Switzerland that maybe you can reach out to them. That way, people are nice that they respond
Yeah.
to your messages when you write to them via LinkedIn. But it was a process. You need to really connect with people whomever you meet.
Yeah.
Try to talk to them, see what they have done in their careers, what options they have, what background they come from, and just to have a conversation, just to understand their journey. And that's
Yeah.
how I think is the best part, to connect with them. Uh,
Yeah.
People on a professional level, they don't mind connecting to you.
Yeah.
and that I did not find very challenging. So on a professional level via LinkedIn, they are happy to connect.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
and that's what
So
really.
in this journey, as you've mentioned, you've connected with a lot of people. Are there, like, did you also find people who are going through the same phase as you, like people who have moved from India, like non-EU, with medical background, who are also looking for jobs, and some might get successful, some might not. Have you found
Yes.
people with similar experiences?
Yes, I found quite a few
Yeah.
because as soon as I got my first job, during that time, a lot of people got in touch with me, especially dentists, homeopathy doctors, Ayurvedic doctors from India who have come here, having a similar journey, come here with their husbands, with their family,
Yeah.
and the kids are now kind of growing up and they want to get back to their career, so they call me and they always ask me, what options do we have, what can we do, how did you find the job, because many people have tried for years together and have not got success,
Yeah.
and then it is highly demotivating at that point of time. You've been trying for a year and a half, and there's still no response, and it's really not easy. You need to really keep your motivation high, and
Yeah.
at that point of time talking to people in the same field really helps. So many people have reached out to me. Many of them have done clinical trial management,
Okay.
the course that I did, but still struggling to get the first breakthrough.
Yeah.
There could be multiple reasons for that, because everybody has their own journey, their own personal reasons as well. So I can't really say this is how it works, or
Yeah.
this is the
Of course.
path you should take, because it's everybody is very different. Everybody's
Yes.
situation is very different.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but for
But so
me,
yeah, so you have got in touch with similar
similar people, yes, yes. And they're
yeah.
still trying to find something. I know one or two people who have got into the industry, same like me, so clinical trial management, and then they got a job.
Yeah.
They also had a struggle period of, maybe a year and a half. But like I said, you have to keep trying. You have to keep trying.
Yes.
That's the
You can't
only,
get
only way.
motivated, demotivated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It may take 1 year, 2 year, I don't know, maybe more. But if
Yeah.
you keep trying, then at some point of time you get in.
You
You
will get it.
get in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
From what I know, I am one example. I know another girl. She's also a dentist.
Yeah.
She was also trying for quite some time. She got in touch with me, and yeah, like I said, luckily she got an opportunity in a company, and she's working there now for some time. So it's
Yeah.
not like it doesn't happen. It happens, but
Yeah.
it definitely needs a lot of persistence and
Yeah.
motivation, and not giving up.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of course. Anu, so how did you find the work-life balance here with your job and the kids?
Actually, the work-life balance here is really good
Yeah.
as compared to India. Here you it takes some time, yes, once you get into the industry. So normally here in Switzerland, the work require in a corporate this thing, the work requirement is around 42 to 42.5 hours per week.
Yeah.
That is the norm, which is like around 8.5 hours per day, at least. So if you are able to dedicate that much time, you need to really focus and work during that time, but rest of the time then people don't bother you. That
Yeah.
the time that is not your work time generally is considered to be private time,
Yeah.
family time, and people do not expect you to work during that time.
Yeah.
And in a startup it is slightly different environment.
Yeah.
They do have very tight deadlines, and sometimes you have to push through a bit, but then you can also compensate it in another time. If there is a deadline, maybe in 2 weeks you meet that deadline, and after that, maybe when there is a slightly relaxed, you can take a compensation for the extra amount of time that you've given. But that
Yeah.
way, Saturday, Sundays are usually free. You can have your time for yourself,
Family
time for
time.
family. Nobody bothers you. Also in the evenings, it's it's um, it's good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't ask for more.
Very nice, very nice. I mean, your journey is really inspiring. I hope people who are planning to move to Switzerland and who have a medical background. I'm sure this is going to help them a little bit. At least
Yes.
prepare for the upcoming challenges.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I hope that I'm able to help a few of them who are planning
yeah,
to come here. The main takeaway, I would say, or the key points from this, from what I've learned is, yes, language is something very, very important. You need
yeah,
to really learn the local language if you can start early. If you're planning to move here, start learning German or French or Italian, whichever
yeah.
part of
Depends on
Switzerland
where
you're
they.
coming, and start as soon as you can. And then also to explore different options.
Yeah,
See your own path, what suits you. I wouldn't say this is the only option. I'm sure you can apply to universities, you can go to their websites, have a look. They have many different courses,
yeah,
you can that are short term. Some of the courses are also offered in English,
yeah,
so or a mix, so you can have a look, see what suits you the best. There's University of Zurich, there is in Geneva also. I think there is the university where you can find some courses, short-term courses. There's University of Basel. Uh, Even that you can have a look. You can also do something in biotechnology. At that point of time, I also saw there was a course in University of Basel which was in biotechnology,
mm-hmm.
and that is something I know a girl from India. She's also a dentist who is pursuing currently.
Yeah,
So that takes you a bit towards research, and and that course is also in English. So that is also an option. It's a 2-year course. Um, have a look, explore, search, write emails. Don't be hesitant.
yeah.
Anything you don't
Follow up.
understand,
Yeah.
don't know, just write an email. Uh, Follow up on that. You will get some or the other response, reply, and then you can see which path you want to take.
And just be prepared for the
Just be
rejections,
prepared.
right? And
Be
one day
prepared to
you
work
find
hard.
the success. So
Exactly, exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So and all these courses are in German, right?
Not all of them. Some of them are in English also.
Okay.
Um, some of them are in German, depending on, for example, the University of Basel, it offers the course in English. The clinical trial management course in University of Basel is in English,
Okay.
and I know a few people who have done that. University of Zurich, the course is in German. Then there is Masters in Biotechnology in University of Basel, that's in English. So it
Yeah.
depends. It's usually very
Depends.
clearly stated and mentioned what's the language of the
Yeah.
course. And then you can, depending on your level, you can choose. Obviously,
Yeah.
people who are coming just recently from India, I wouldn't recommend, to take up the challenge of doing it in German,
Yeah.
because that's
No,
going to
I
be
think you did a great
huge.
thing by taking up this in German because it also opens you up, right? I mean,
Yeah.
not just learning the language, but also the vocabulary which you're
Yes.
learning in the university or during the
Yeah.
course. I think
Yeah.
you did a good thing.
Yes. No, that's true, absolutely. But for me, I did it when I was already here for 5 years. So I
Yeah.
had a bit of hang of German. So I was around B1, B2 level. I could
Okay.
understand basic German. That's when I applied for this course. And even though it was in German, it was difficult. You can still manage to complete it. But somebody who's coming from India, just like, a
Mm.
year and then applying for a German course, I would, you know,
Yeah, yeah. Then
it,
it's
it would be
totally,
it would
yeah,
be
yeah.
I'm not
Mm.
saying it's impossible, anything is possible. It will be definitely a huge challenge though.
Yeah. Very nice. So, Anu, just one last question. If you have to redo everything once again, would you do something different or
Redo everything, no, I wouldn't do anything different. I'm a very how do we say, looking forward person.
Yeah.
And I don't look back and analyze too much or have regrets of what I did. Maybe I should have done this, done that. I
Yeah.
think everybody has their own journey.
Yeah.
What I would have probably done is, you know when I come here, though it is difficult, but what could have changed is that if I would have known from the beginning that this is where we are going to stay for long term, maybe I would have started earlier, more
Exactly.
earlier. So
But
that
that's
is one
always a
thing
bit of question, right? You won't know.
you wouldn't know.
I mean, when someone is coming with a job to Switzerland, you wouldn't know that you're gonna live for the next 10 years here.
10
I mean,
years,
it's
exactly,
not
exactly.
easy.
So that confusion is always
It's
there.
that kind
Initially,
of
the
always
plan
there.
is for
Even in
two,
my
three
journey,
years.
this is always
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And by
Yeah.
the time you realize that, no, this is where we are going to stay, it's already
Yeah.
5 years down the line. So you've lost some time. But I was happy that I could start with my language training very
Yeah.
early. Within the first 1.5, 2 years, I started learning the language.
Yeah.
And also because for us ladies, for us women, it's always, family is something which really takes priority at some point of
Yes.
time in your
It's the
career,
priority.
and
Yeah.
you need to really also give that time to them. So having kids and spending that time with them was also important. So I wouldn't say I have any regrets. I'm very happy with my journey.
Yeah.
uh, and the time it took, and but though I would say, yeah, just if I would have known earlier that this is
Yes. 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 But it's all a learning, right? And
it's all a learning.
finally,
And
it's you're happy you got a job. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
you got what you wanted.
Yes,
So
yes. I think that way I'm very content that I could do everything in my life that I wanted till
yeah.
now. For example, spending the time with my family, also then getting back to my career. I had a decent break in between of almost 8 years, which
Yeah.
is quite long. But I could still, get back to the industry when I
Yes.
decided to
That's
really
important. Yeah.
restart my career. And
Yeah.
I think this is plus minus. Everybody has a break of, 5 years or something, women,
Yeah.
especially with kids and everything, which is
Yes.
normal. There are also some programs in Switzerland which is getting women back to work,
Yeah.
where people with career breaks because of family or personal
Yeah.
reasons, and they
And
want to.
especially for women, I mean, it's accepted here, right? I mean,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
from my case, I took 3 years of break with the kids, so
yes,
I think that's fine.
yeah, yeah, that's fine. So I think there are definitely options. You need to explore, find
Yeah.
out, research, and yes, maybe focus on what you really want. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your journey with us, Anu. It's really inspiring. I hope this is going to help,
yes.
at least to some people who are planning to come to Switzerland. And do you have anything to say?
No, I think Switzerland is a beautiful country. I really like it here. Yes, if you want to, or you are planning to move to Switzerland, or you're already in Switzerland, it's not impossible to get back to your career. Just keep trying, try different options, and you will somehow, be able to
Yeah.
start working again.
Super. So thank you very much. Thanks for your time once again. So thank you
Thank
for
you, Shiva.
listening to this inspiring journey of determination and growth. I hope today's conversation gave you a deeper understanding of what it really takes to thrive professionally in a foreign country, especially in a regulated field like healthcare. So, to the audience, if you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow, share it with your friends, and leave a review or a comment. And remember, behind every success story, there's always a story of struggle, adaptation, and hope. Once again, thank you so much for joining us today. Until next time, stay curious, stay strong, and as we say, namaste.